Okay, so in the part 2 of this live meeting, I will explain that what you are expected to do with this class here. So when you scroll down, when you go to the module, for everything you cover on this class here, right? You click on the module. When you scroll down in the module, you see you have some information about the textbook here, right? That is the textbook. And for any reason with the problem with the My tab, you can escalate it to the My tab here. That is the information if you need to contact the My tab here, because for this class, some of the assignment and some of the reading is linked to the My tab, right? So for any problem with the My tab, you should contact the My tab support here. That's the first thing. Now, when you scroll down, you have the chapter reading and the page number. Right? So for any reason, if you want to go directly to the reading of every specific chapter, you can click on the link here. Now, when you scroll it down here, right? So this is an 8-week class. So basically, it breaks down into the 8 modules here. You have the module 1, module 2, and so on here. So for each of the module, you have some of the activity here. The first thing is that you have to go to the learning activity here. The learning activity, you have the list of the activity you are supposed to do before you work with the assignment here, right? Before you work in the assignment here. So for this one, in the reading and resources, you have the subject. Is the first thing you have to read the syllabus here, right? And you have to read chapter 1. You read the chapter 1. So in order to reach chapter 1, you have some way to read it, right? The first thing you can go to the start here to access to the this is the book, right? Or you can click with this one here, or you can click on the link here, right? So we have multiple ways to read the chapter reading here. That is the first activity, right? The second one is that you can watch a recording video. So this is a video. I made it by myself when I teach a virtual class, not online class. So basically, for virtual class, I have the interaction with my students. So I strongly recommend you to watch the recording video here for any reason that you need help. And you have some of the video introduction to the pseudocode and introduction to the Raptor and so on here, right? So the first thing for every week, for every module, the first thing you have to go to the learning activity. You read the textbook, you watch some of the recording video, and you watch some of the assignment reading assignment here, right? So some of them, they are the optional. It's up to you, right? So when you scroll down, everything you see, everything with the due date here, that is what you are expected to do on this module, on this week here, right? So remember one thing is, for every discussion here, so for this week, you have the 2 discussion. For every discussion, you have 2 due dates. Remember that you have 2 due dates. So when you click on the every discussion, you have the 2 due dates. You have initial post here. The initial post is a due date for the initial post is on Thursday. And you are supposed that you have to respond to at least 2 other students, and the response for the 2 other students, the due date is on the Sunday. So remember, for every discussion, you have 2 due dates, and keep in mind for that. Right? That's the first thing about the discussion here. Now, when you scroll it down, you have something about the debugging exercise here. The debugging exercise, normally it is a sum of the coding in pseudocode. Remember, pseudocode is not the real programming language. It's a simulation code only, right? So in the sum of the debugging exercise, you have something about the pseudocode, and you also expect to see some of them in the flowchart here. So to work with the debugging exercise, you click on the link here, debugging exercise download. You click on the link, and it routes you to the My tab, and it downloads it to your computer. Download it to your computer here. So it is zip file. So for this one, you see you have the four exercise, and you are expected to correct it for each of them, right? So when you click on this one is in the pseudocode, and it's a text in pseudocode, and you have to find out what is the error here. So normally they have some of the error about the logical error or syntax error, right? So for this one, for the debugging exercise, right? So for this one, you see the second one also in the pseudocode, right? And the third one also in the pseudocode. And normally, so for the fourth one is in the flow chart. The fourth one is a flow chart here. So to correct this one here, you have the multiple way to do that. If you have the I think if you have the what else? What if you have the drawing computer, right? You can correct it by drawing, or you can redraw it by using the Microsoft Word or Draw.io, or you can use a blank paper and you can use a pen and you can correct it by your own. So after you finish your the work with the blank paper, you can use the camera to take the photo of this and you can submit it. Right? So basically, for every debugging exercise assignment, you have 4 of them, and 3 of them in the pseudocode, and the last one is the fourth one is in the flow chart here. So basically, for the first week, right? For the first week, when you work with the debugging exercise for the first week here. Yes, debugging exercise for the first week. No, this one. When you work with the debugging exercise for the first week, I strongly recommend you to watch the video here. So watch video with introduction to pseudocode. So for this one, you are expect to do how to find out the syntax error, how to find out the logic error here. Right? So now come back to the assignment. So we already cover about the discussion. You cover about the debugging exercise. Right? Now we move on. You have the install Raptor. This one also, right? I already mentioned it already. You have to install the Raptor on your computer, right? You have to find out how to install and download Raptor in your computer. So if you have some of the version for the Windows, and if you work with a Chromebook or Mac OS, you have to find some of the workaround here. All right, so that is install Raptor. Now the second one, that's one here. For every module, normally you also have the Raptor assignment here. All right, so when you work with the Raptor assignment, you have to follow some instruction here, and you have to do with the Raptor here. All right, so remember the Raptor is not the real programming language. Oh, why? Yes, so that is the Raptor portable here. I already download and install on my computer, right? So to do with the Raptor again, I strongly recommend you to watch the recording video here, Introduction to Raptor. You know how to work with the very, very basic programming with Raptor here. Now we go with the Raptor. Now the next one is the Python here. The Python, it's execute code in the Python. So basically, when you work with the Python, you have to go with the reading here. Basically, in order to work with the Python, you have to go with the textbook reading here. So when you work with everything with the textbook reading, when you navigate for the textbook reading here, when you read everything, you have to find out. Right? You have to find out about the snippet for the Python here. This one is a Java. Skip it. Java. Skip it. C++. You skip it here. Right? And you find out you have some of the Python here. I believe you have some of the Python. Yes, this one here. Right? So whenever you see you have the try it, practice with the Python coding snippet, I strongly recommend you to practice with that. So it's very helpful for you to understand about how Python works, and it's very helpful for you in the case you work with the execute code in the Python here. So whenever you work with the reading, try to navigate to the try it, practice with the Python coding snippet here, and try to practice it, try to work around with that. So that's one here. Okay, so the last one is a quiz. Quiz here is a summarize. It is a multiple answer question here. It's a summarize of everything you read in the chapter here, in the module here. So I think that's all about the introduction about this class, and I explained what you are expected to do with this class here. And if you have any question, let me know. Any question? Okay, so again, remember that I'm willing to help you. So anything, if you need any help from me, you can send me email, or you can inbox me here, right? And one more information here, if you need live interaction with me, you can join my online office hour. And remember, it is an open Zoom meeting. It's an open Zoom meeting, and you can join anytime from 9 to 11 on every Thursday here.
Okay. And actually, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I do have a question about this week's discussion, if it's okay to ask it right now.
Yes, okay. Let me stop. Okay, go on.
All right. So I'm trying to understand the 4 development methodologies, and I think I have a pretty good grasp on waterfall, and also oh shoot, what are the? I'm having trouble understanding the difference between rapid and not DevOps, but the other. There's rapid and there's, what's the third one?
Okay, so let me open the discussion here, right?
Okay.
The software development method here, right? Okay. So we have to read the article here. So in the article, you have the top of the software development methodology here, right?
Oh, Agile.
Oh,
yeah.
Agile. Okay.
Yeah.
Agile.
What's the difference between rapid and Agile? They seem similar.
Say again.
Rapid and Agile seem similar, and I'm having trouble understanding what the difference between those two would be.
Okay, so you have the different. What is this? Why this one only have the waterfall here and DevOps here? Oh, Agile. Yeah. Okay. Agile and anything else?
Well, I guess I think waterfall's the only one that I really get, and I'm still trying to understand DevOps, but I do know that like Rapid and Agile, I was reading them and they just seemed really similar.
Okay, so anyway, it is the starting of the module, right? So
yeah,
I strongly recommend you that the first thing you read about the article here. The second one is that follow up with your friend to see to see what is your discussion with your friend here. So I expect that if more time you follow with the discussion, you have more idea about that one. And if not, you can come back to me later. I do not.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at the discussion posts, and then I'll drop in Thursday maybe if I need to.
Okay. So any other question?
I'm good. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us.
Okay, so how about as a guy, I have Kristen here and Jacob. Do you have any question?
No questions from me. You explained it pretty good.
Okay, thank you. So very nice. It's very nice to meet all of you here. So anyway, just remember, if you need any help from me, feel free to contact me, right? Inbox me or send me email or join my Zoom meeting here, office hour. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Welcome.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.